Hey guys, what's going on? We have wipe due tomorrow, so some of the things that I heard was that Silo is going to get a buffer nerf, so they're adding 3 elites. But now it's also a red card spawn, so you can't now like swipe blue to get into Silo. You now need a red to do that. So depending on how you look at it, could be a burf. Oh my God, could be a nerf, could be a buff. Totally up to you on that one. But I also pulled up a video too to kind of help us a little bit, kind of see what we're looking at too. I'm going to skip the lava portion because I know that's not something that's going to be live because I think that was more with the event that they had on Twitch and everything. So I'm going to skip ahead to kind of right about here and we'll kind of watch this.
Are being reworked, with loot spawns being reshuffled, changes to no build zones, and other things like Diesel being moved behind puzzles. This work
Yep, I knew
continues,
Diesel was
and
going to get
more
moved behind
recently we're
puzzles. I
seeing
think
new
that's a good
points of
thing.
cover being added to all collection points at the excavator, a new green puzzle room with recycler and desk at the sphere tank, and the ferry terminals getting a basic puzzle room too, as well as better loot if it spawns in a tier 1 area. Also, missions are being reworked to reward.
I feel like missions were never ever even done. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, some people do them and it's cool, but until they do some different shit with it, from my knowledge, missions are kind of just like, I don't want to say a waste of time,
More
but
and
waste of
better
time,
loot. This is all very subject to change
obviously.
at the moment, of course, and we should hopefully have a full picture of all the changes in the next week or so. Talking of loot, as mentioned previously, one huge change coming is that tier 2 and 3 workbenches will also require blue
5 advanced blueprint fragments, cool. They cut the scrap in half essentially, but 5 advanced. The only thing I think immediately when I see this is RIP the solo life. Like, yeah, clans, yeah, it makes it a little bit slower for us to like, progress or anything like that with me being in a small group of like 4 or 5. But in terms of like your solo, like, wow, you're gonna have a great time.
blueprint frags to be collected before you can
And I love to because I know a streamer just complained about, oh my God, there's so many auto turrets, so many things these clans can do to prevent us from raiding them, and they're getting guns so quickly. They have AK within the first hour, so they come out with workbenches and now fragments just to try to slow everything else down. They also aren't really thinking about solos because now this is a time investment thing for these solos now because obviously you got 5 or 6 people working it gonna go way faster versus just one solo, and that's assuming deaths and all that stuff taken into account. I mean, this can be super frustrating for somebody that's just trying to enjoy the game solo, which it seems now that this game just wrote. I mean, you guys might say, oh, it's always been like this, or it's been like that for a long time. Where have you been? But I mean, just every updates I see that they're trying to like slow stuff down. They're just making it more of a clan-based type of game, which interesting.
craft them, with the basic ones for tier 2 benches being found in puzzle rooms on desks and in some loot tables, and the advanced frags
Oh,
for
so you
tier
can find
3
them on desks.
workbenches mainly being in elite loot and hackable crates. I'm told that elite crates will have a 1 in 10 chance to hold an advanced frag, although I had to open between 30 and 40 before I found one myself. But that's just typical for me. There's a branch dealing with a rework to the way turret interference is calculated, with turrets
If I heard that correctly, 13 to find one. Oof.
in a radius being cached instead of constantly making checks, and any turrets over the limit only being able to overload themselves. Plus, if a turret's turned off, it'll check nearby overloaded ones to see if they can be turned back on.
Okay, so that was nice because I remember setting up auto turrets to swipe. It would just randomly shut off a freaking random ass auto turret, and I wouldn't know till I hear the buzzing or something later. So it's good that the self one overrides itself because before what they did didn't make any freaking sense.
There's also a better priority system to prevent turret stacking.
There it is, priority.
On staging at the moment, crosshair customization has been added with a ton of options such as always visible, hidden during ADS, or
Crosshairs,
dynamic. The crosshair
interesting.
itself being full, just a dot, a T
Kind of
shape
bringing
or
that CS:GO
combination,
vibe, I guess, a little
color
bit. I
picker
mean,
for the crosshair, and outline and adjustments
bad.
to dot
I mean,
size, line
gotta figure out what
length,
the hell I'm gonna
thickness, and
use.
spacing, etc., etc. Basically, everything you could ever probably want, apart from it being shaped like a pie. Also on staging, you can now rotate signs and
Wow,
paintings
you can
when
rotate
deploying,
signs
and
now.
work continues on drones, as shown last week, so that now, as well as being able to pick them up without a hammer
I
again,
think that's
you
absolutely
can access
crazy now
everything
that
about
you
them,
can just put
including their
C4
inventory,
and shit in
via a
drones.
radial
Like, that's just
menu.
wild to
Make sure
me.
to check out last
Like,
week's vid if you missed the hype about
just
being
like
able to drop C4 and other stuff on players.
crazy.
But
And
in other
then you could just do
news, the
that. That's
cargo
crazy.
ship will no longer go around the oil rigs. There's more work on bunny
Cargo's
hopping
going
with
around oil
bikes, a
now.
load
Not
more work
really
on the naval
crazy.
update, which is now coming in November's patch according to the team, and another
November's
commit
patch.
been
Okay.
spotted this week regarding livestock animals. So things are still moving on that.
So it looks like they just did some little rework around things. Why they changed Silo to a red, I mean, I could tell a little bit because if you ran Silo, it's not busted because you got to push through some crap. But red card and 3 elites, I guess we're going to see if it's going to make it worth it here. But not too bad. Cargo going around rigs, okay. I mean, it's going to make it hard for people in small boats to catch up now because I know, for example, a couple times I've had to catch up to one, and when it went around rigged, I mean, it makes that huge ass fucking exaggerated loop around it, and that'd give you time to catch up. Now it's like if you're in a small boat and it's a decent, GG, you're not catching it. And then I also heard, so 3 elites are going into Silo, if I didn't mention that before. And then I think it's like a Radtown or something is getting a blue card, if I remember correctly. So this video didn't cover everything. I know it looks like 12 days old, so maybe it just wasn't out yet, but I know that's also happening. But yeah, I guess we'll kind of see what this wipe brings out in terms of what it changes, which probably honestly won't be much. I just know my group really used Silo heavily this last wipe, so it's going to be kind of interesting to kind of see how everything shakes out. And then Diesel behind Monuments now will make it a little more interesting for clans to take over Xscav and all that type of stuff. But Crosshair is cool. I guess we'll see how that pans out. But all in all, it looks like average meh updates. I mean, optimization would have been. I mean, I think everybody complains about that every way, but I wish they would just kind of work on things that would help optimize the game and just like make it run a little bit smoother. I mean, for me, it's fine, but like FPS, for example, when you get a couple, I exaggerate here when I say a couple, like a little more than a couple, like a turbines, so auto turrets up, you're losing FPS. So I wish they would kind of fix that in the leaks, but not all stuff you guys haven't said before. So yeah, that's kind of like my summary of the thing. And for all you guys that are gonna be playing this here next wipe, good luck and have fun.